Here we go. First ever 12-hour live stream. See how this goes. See when it shows up. Excellent. Before I get to it, might come handy during the podcast. Get comfortable. Da, 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 da. Bit of liquid energy to make it through the night. Thank you, dickhead. Yeah. happen to be following along at this point, I'm having an issue with my Wi-Fi and I'm trying to reconnect. So bear with me, my phone's being a bit of an arse. Let's stick on the data for a wee bit and I'll try the Wi-Fi in a bit. Just as much as I'd hate to waste my data right now on just a live stream. Hope you're all doing well out there. G'day. Thanks for popping by, my man. Haven't seen you in a couple of days. Or at least in a day or two. Oh, God. The coffee's sticking to my fingers. Since it's just you here so far, right? I know you don't mind me smoking. Have a quick smoke and maybe a joint. Oh, shite. And that's exactly when everyone else will show up. Actually, let's plug in since it's still early enough to do that. Still pretty early in the live cast. Heck yeah. Going for a 12-hour live stream tonight for anybody who wants to stick around. Thanks for your input, Ludovic. It's not like I'm really trying too hard either. Just wanted to chill out for a 12-hour live stream with anybody who wanted to listen to or play a bit of music or talk gardening or medical science or foraging or anything interesting if you have any scientific interest even. Thanks, my friend. Thanks for stopping by, Fred. Nice to hear from you. Thank you kindly, Fred. Thanks for stopping by. I'm doing a 12-hour podcast for anybody who wants to stop by on a regular and ask questions or requests if I know it, or any medical questions or any of the sort, you know. Also hoping to maybe, who knows, maybe I'll break records for most views on a 12-hour podcast or most likes on a 12-hour podcast, but I doubt it. Kind of skipped that one a bit. Thanks for stopping by, y'all. Oh, man. Let's see if I can switch back to the Wi-Fi. Maybe it's gonna react a bit better now. Love how my phone will sometimes do that. Join the Wi-Fi sometimes, and a lot of the time it's like, I don't remember this. What are you talking about? Just too far away from it. No, it's not working out for me right now. If you don't mind, actually, I'm gonna go wash my hands because they're a little stickier than I prefer them to be. So maybe if I wash them quickly, give me like 20 seconds. Holy moly. Oh, no way. Wonder who that could be. Is it Michaela by chance? I haven't seen her in a while. Hopefully she's doing well, because I mean, I know she was having a few issues for a while. G'day, Blackthorn. Sorry I missed your hi. Hope you're doing well, my friend. Here for a 12-hour podcast for anybody who stops in. little bit of Rush never hurts. I love Rush. God dang. Bit of coffee. Know if you're still out there, but I'm kind of curious on who's coming back to work because only two people are coming to my mind, and I mean, I'm not entirely sure I'm right, you know. Hopes all is well. Good day. Let's take a quick wander over here. Cha 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 cha. Is anybody on? No, 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 no. Having having some troubles keeping my Wi-Fi connected for some fucking reason. Seems a little short on time. 15 minutes, are you sure? What in the strange. That's not right at all. It's been like 40 minutes, not 17. It's gonna be a long podcast. Did I say live stream? Can't say for sure we'll make it the full 12 hours. I'd like to, but hey, sucky ducky. Hey, cutie boy. Hey, cutie kitty. Why, cutie boy? Right there, cutie boy. I'm walking there. I don't know what the hell that even goes. I'm not doing something very Elvis. Almost 10, so my first hour is almost up. Out of a bloody dollars, and I'm gonna be here all night. Maybe a new song to come. Moy. Yeah, what a boring night so far. Good handful of people have come in so far, but it's been on and off. Actually, it hasn't been boring. There's been a good amount of action so far, but debating the whole 12 hours because my ADHD ass is probably going to make it that long. But we will see. Won't we?
What did I?
Not entirely sure I'll do the full 12 hours, I promise. It's been so far on and off dry. So maybe I'll take it a break at around 12ish if it doesn't pick up, and then pick it up at around 3. And if it doesn't pick up, then again at around 6ish. I don't know. See how it goes. Has been an alright audience so far, don't get me wrong. People have stopped by, but Well, if y'all don't mind, since nobody's here, we'll take a quick pause. Go to the bathroom. Okay with their stuff. It's okay with their hand, boy. That's probably Mr. Nobody had. Oh boy, what an exciting night it's been. It's 10. Not too time, but I'm not even trying at this point. I'm just a long night ahead, I guess. What are you talking about? Oh, no, that's not correct at all. Yeah, that doesn't seem right at all, does it? Hope you're all doing well out there. Don't know if I'm a little loud. Understand. Uh, Any suggestions for songs or topics related to music or gardening or medical science, perhaps? Sweet, I love Ozzy. Oh, Christ. I always forget these two notes. That's hard to do on an acoustic, I find. Hey, back. Welcome aboard, my friend. Thanks for stopping by. Gonna see if I can go through my whole 12-hour. Have you wrote any songs that you haven't played for us yet? Not full songs yet. No, I've come up with a few riffs and a couple little ditties and whatever, and a couple lyrics, but not any full songs, unfortunately. Although I was thinking over the next couple of weeks or the next 2 or 3 months, I would like to start making some full songs and hopefully uploading them in the next month or two. We'll see how everything goes. Because I still have to learn how to edit it all together, to be honest. Ah, shite. Let's just do that and save that from. Damn, that's hard. Oh man. Sweet. Typical Irish night, I can tell. I'd be lying to say I'm not a few pints in, but I'm trying to keep reasonable too, but considering I'm also trying to do a 12-hour live stream, which I'm now debating. It depends on how the night goes. If it continues going, then maybe, but I might take a break at around 1 as well. See how things go. Realistically, I should have had a backup guitar too tuned, so that I'd be set if I decided I wanted a better tuned guitar, but I wasn't that prepared for this. But it is what it is, right? Maybe listen to the next time I try a 12-hour one. I can't get no satisfaction. I don't want to get too loud just late at night. A7X. I'm not sure if I'm catching on that reference there. Do you mean like Axl Rose? Not sure I'm following along at the moment. Oh yeah, that should have clued in. Not a band I followed very often, so I can't even think of songs off the top of my head if I'm being entirely honest with you. I've heard a bit of them. They kind of them and Five Finger Death Punch. Those are the like Hail to the King. No, and it's not ringing a bell. That reminds me. Hail to the King reminds me of shit, what was that band? No, when you say Avenged Sevenfold, that kind of reminds me of like Five Finger Death Punch. Those are two bands that I've heard a lot about, but can't recognize their songs off the top of my head. But when you say Hail to the King, that reminds me of holy moly. Not a very well known band, but I know a few people have heard of them. But I heard of them on YouTube, but I can't think of the. Fuck, I can't think of it right now. Uh, let's see here. Let me think here. Avatar, that was it. What was the name of the? Oh, shit. There's a band called Avatar. I only heard of them through. You're reminding me of a song I heard with them, but I can't think of what the song is right now. I've got the song on the top of my head. Maybe somebody else watching would know, but I'm just not having a good memory on that right now. Sarah, yay, you made it. I was hoping you'd show up. Missed ya. Oh yeah, Zach's here. I'm pretty sure that's Zach at work too, so it's the three of us. Haha. God dang it. See if I can actually retune a bit better. too high. Sure sucks tuning a guitar by ear when you're hard of hearing. Good enough. Yeah, that sounds about right. Thanks. Always seem to figure it out. As much as it is sometimes hard to get perfect pitch when I'm ear tuning, I do eventually get it. I just often mess around the wrong notes for a while until I finally hear that it's in tune sometimes. Maybe we can make up a good blues riff. 12 hours, here we go, hell yeah. Maybe we can come up with a blues song, 'cause that does actually sound like, that's the thing, a lot of rock songs I've noticed derive from blues riffs and blues melodies, I find. Not all of them, but tends to be very common in bands like CCR and Rush and whatever. They tend to adapt a lot of bluesy type songs to their. And ZZ Top's huge on like the blues rock. That's what I loved about ZZ Top. You know what I mean? Oh, what a fun night it's been so far, though. Hey there, Mr. Ducky. Hey there, cutie kitty. Hey there, good boy. I said hello. Yeah. What's John doing? Pretty good, man. How was your day, bro? Same, man. I've been looking forward to doing this all friggin' day and figured I'd probably jam out until midnight or 2 p.m. or 3 p.m. until things calm down and then maybe get into different conversations. So I'm not keeping the neighborhood up until like 4 in the morning and shit, you know, but maybe have a bit of fun, come up with a couple of new songs and play existing ones, you know. Maybe this could be like our first band meeting since we're all musical and stuff. Yay! I'm pretty sure we are as family, so we should all be off Monday, to my knowledge. Oh, I'm not showing up, and that was a mistake last Monday. It was, but got a 4-day weekend out of it by accident. But that was a total accident. They gave me a few friggin' 3-day weekends off, 4-day weekends off in a row. They gave me Friday and Mondays off, and then I got a Friday off, so I assumed I was off to Monday. I just didn't show up, but I didn't see that coming. And he accidentally skipped today, but they didn't seem, they were understanding about it. I wouldn't say maybe they were upset, but they didn't yell at me or anything. But I mean, they seemed pretty understanding about it because they realized it was an honest mistake. And yeah, it's nice having 3 days off, isn't it? It's even nicer having 4 days off. Yeah, for sure. And I mean, I've never been one to skip work. I mean, it was a total accident, and I'm sure they all were aware that it was a mistake. You know what I mean? Even talked to Dave for a quick minute and kind of apologized. I'm like, I'm sure I read the schedule right, but I was not apparently right. Oh yeah, I personally didn't go in myself, so I imagine it was dead. Somebody else was telling me it was pretty slow at work. Yeah, no, I like those days too, where it's kind of more just a skeleton crew, and there's not like the 200-300 of us there. I don't think there's that many of us there working there. I don't know, maybe you guys know, but I know there's not a crap load of us working there. But it is kind of nice when it's the lower crew and you don't have so many people going about and yelling at each other, and it gets pretty noisy in there on a busy day, you know. On top of all just the sewing machines, of course. You got me curious, Zach, of who this other person you were mentioning earlier said somebody was coming back after a couple of months of being out. I can only think of 2 or 3 people, maybe. Oh my god. Articles. Oh, sweet. Oh, do you mean Andrew? Jeez, that'd be cool, because I haven't seen him in a while, and he was awesome to work with. Actually, him and I were thinking of getting into a bit of music, but he was going to be more of the singer, and I was going to be more of the guitarist, you know? That was off of this, what was that movie? Oh, Brother, Where Art Thou? That was a good comedy. Oh, Michaela, so she is coming back. I figured it was one of the two. Sorry about that. Yeah, Bernie was telling me apparently she was having a few issues. That's pretty cool, eh? Yeah, no, I hardly talk to Kevin. You're usually back there closer to myself most of the time. I miss the other Kevin. I mean, I like this new Kevin and everything. I miss the old Kevin. It's kind of sad they got rid of him, and I mean, or whatever happened there. I'm not sure if he left or what the scenario was. I think it was all over that one scenario, but I mean, it kind of sucks he's gone because I mean, I loved working with him. If he ever happens to come across this section of the video, which I doubt he ever will because it's going to be a longer one, but man, I miss him. Hmm. That's a hard. I always struggle with the last three notes on that song. Yeah, Kevin was wicked. It's kind of sad he's not there anymore. He was one of my favorite people to work with and joke around with on smoke breaks. And I mean, at least he understood where I was coming from most of the time. He understood what was going on around the plant. It was awesome. Like, it was awesome to just have him around. And I mean, with all his experience there, you know. And honestly, in my opinion, the best fucking forklift driver we had, you know what I mean? I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, the people we have running it now are decent at it, but he was pretty quick and efficient at it, and he can drive that thing around. Like, I mean, he's also driven tractor trailer and quite a few other things. So, I mean, that thing was. But it is what it is, right? You're definitely one of my favorites to work with, bro. You, Kevin, Sarah was one of my favorites to work. Sarah's one of my favorites to work with, and then I'm trying to think. Like, I liked working with Andrew. I don't know if you remember Andrew. He was the Korean there. I thought he was pretty chill. I liked working with him, you know, but he wasn't there for very long, and I'm wondering if he's gonna come back, you know. But I mean, he had a bit of distance to travel. I forget exactly where he was from, but he was enough of a travel where it was like, well, I can imagine that being a pain in the ass having to show up here at 7 in the morning with an hour and a half drive to get here, right? And I mean, okay, yeah. So like, I thought I wouldn't be the only one to remember him because I thought he was pretty awesome. You know what I mean? I remember him hanging out here a couple of times, and we've gone into cool conversations. And I thought he was pretty decent, you know what I mean? Pretty smart, you know? Oh, hard time with my fingers today. Yeah, I loved the long hair he had, you know what I mean? It was probably a little longer than mine, but I've never actually seen him with it down. That's the thing. He always had his hair up in a ponytail, but judging by because I used to have longer hair than this back the first time I grew it out, and so I got used to having a ponytail up, and after a couple of years of having your hair growing and putting it up, because I used to work in fast food back then, you kind of get used to how long hair is when it's in a ponytail. You know what I mean? Compared to when you let it down. If you've had long hair, that is. If you haven't, definitely hard to gauge that, I guess, if you've never had long hair. But for those of you who have, you'll probably understand what I'm talking about. But I mean, this is my second time growing it out. I probably would have had it longer had I not cut it. Because I started growing it the second time probably a few years ago, but then I cut it. The girl I was hanging out with said it was probably a good idea, and I kind of regret it now because I wish I let it grow out longer because it could have been longer and it could have been more of a rocker cut. You know what I mean? Which probably could have went better with this YouTube thing. But I was thinking of growing it out and donating my hair. But amongst a few other cool goals I kind of had in mind. 'Cause I do want to actually start making music, as I said. And I mean, I know a few of you watching right now, I've probably mentioned this to before, but I do want to start making music, and I've been making a lot of riffs lately and coming up with lyrics. But I still want to actually make full songs and everything. Maybe start sending them out to the internet here, because I figured it'd be pretty wicked to be able to revive the music industry, because it is unfortunately dying, and unfortunately I've noticed that the musicians that have been out the last, I'd say, 20 years or so, unfortunately, a lot of it's been, and I'm not dissing the last 20 years of music, 'cause there has been a few good musicians to come out. I say that with air quotes because, I mean, the last 20 years of music compared to what came out, for example, like in my opinion, I think the best music to ever come out was between the 60s and 80s. And there was some that spilled out into the 90s and early 2000s, like, Tragically Hip and Green Day and a few other things. And there was a bit of good country even before the 60s, but I found the 60s through the 80s when, the Beatles were going hard, and you had, Guns N' Roses in the 80s, and you had Pink Floyd going, you had AC/DC, you had so many amazing bands going out through the 60s through 80s, in my opinion. And nowadays, and again, not dissing the last 20 years of music, but it's kind of been a lot more rap, more pop, and there has been a few good songs that have come out, and I mean a few good rappers like Eminem and Tom McDonald and Mac Lethal, and I'm sure you can name dozens of them. Twisted, what was his name? Twisted, Insane, and quite a few good rappers. You know what I mean? I'm not dissing the rap. I'm just saying, when was the last musician or artist you've known to actually come up with real music on the guitar or the bass. I've got a few basses I'm gonna be using for my music. I've got the banjo, I've got drums, but like you don't hear too much actual music anymore, unfortunately. And I thought it'd be kind of awesome to kind of be able to make a bit of music. And if I ever do tour, I thought it'd be pretty wicked to even because if I you know, touring's kind of starting to become outdated, although we do end up reviving the music industry amongst the Ottawa Valley Vibes here. Who knows, maybe we can start up touring, and if we do, I thought it'd be a pretty wicked idea. Yeah, Dax is pretty good, actually. He went to school in Ottawa? I didn't know Dax went to school in Ottawa. That's wicked. I didn't know that, bro. Actually, he made that one song, that one rap that was like 20, 25 minutes long or something. That was pretty cool. But that was the longest rap I've ever actually personally heard, to be honest with you. And that's the thing. It's been a long while since we've had a good Canadian artist that's been out. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, and we've had a few good Canadian musicians come out of Canada, that's for sure. Like, we've had Rush, we've had, I know I'm forgetting a few here because there's been a few. And I mean, there's been a few hits and misses as well. You could be right. I'm not entirely sure. I didn't really know where he grew up. I've definitely heard of Dax. Don't get me wrong. I just don't know very much of his background, if I'm being honest. But I mean, I know Rush. They were all from the Toronto area. Tom McDonald was from the Toronto area, but then he moved down to LA, I think, because I mean, the whole I'll make more money in America and shit. And you know, I mean, I personally, I mean, don't get me wrong, a lot of doctors do the same thing. They've made it down to the States just because they're making more money down there. But I personally, like, if I ever made it as a musician, I think I would still St. Peter. Yeah, I'm not sure if I know where that school is. Is that over by the Little Italy area, like over by like oh, what's the name of that street? What are those two streets merged there? What's that? Over by like Loretta Ave area. That's pretty cool though. That's pretty cool. I didn't know that. But that's the thing. It'd be cool to like start the music industry up again and actually get real musicians that actually play guitar and bass and drums and stuff. And granted, the drums and the bass is some of my newer instruments, but I've been playing guitar long enough, and I thought it'd be cool to make my own music and maybe start up the music industry again, which is why I'm hoping I get enough followers to make a bit of a roll. You know what I mean? Because I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, I'm not all too worried about popularity and stuff. I was pretty popular in high school, and it's not a bad feeling, but at the same point in time, it is an overwhelming feeling. For me, I just want to make more of an impact on the world, you know what I mean? I have no idea at all. I know it's in Ottawa. Yeah, that's the thing. 'Cause St. John's, like, there's a few St. John's schools throughout Canada, even, but even throughout, and St. Joseph's School is, the Catholic school. They're pretty common amongst the valley, I've noticed. But I'd love to be able to start up the music industry again and actually make it that aspiring. 'Cause if I ever made it as a musician, unlike a lot of these musicians you see these days who are always like flashing the gold chains and the look at this Lamborghini I bought. I've got a crib and a drip and a this and a that. And all this BS I don't really give two craps about. I mean, I thought it'd just be wicked to start up the musician industry again for people who actually want to make music that means something to them and to other people. Maybe spread it out to the world and actually make a difference again and make it where you can actually, make a better living off or at least have some fun with the world while you're doing it. Because I mean, I think that's why a lot of people don't try so hard in the music industry anymore. Because first of all, it's so overwhelmed by AI and by computer technology that musicians hardly exist anymore, even when they do. Darn. Have a good night, man. Shoot, eh? Uh, oh, I see. Yeah, you see, you're not going to bed yet. Okay, my bad. I misread that at first. But if I ever did start the music industry again and even got to the point where I'm doing like what's a good word here, like tours and stuff, since I am kind of making a lot of the music I'm making on my own. Yeah, I totally, when you said I thought you said good night and I thought you were going to bed and I'm like, oh well, have a good one, man. Thought it was a little earlier. But if I ever did get the music industry going again where musicians can actually practice, I thought it'd be kind of awesome because that's why I started the Facebook group there. But I also thought if I ever if I did ever get into touring, I thought it'd be pretty awesome to. I'm trying to think of a good way to put it, but not quite like a. Oh yeah, man, I hear ya. American music is definitely awesome for sure. Yeah, European Canadian tunes are also quite refreshing. And I think most of the greatest music has come from England and Canada and the States, whether it's Led Zeppelin or Pink Floyd or Leonard Skinner or the Beatles or Guns N' Roses or Black Sabbath or Ozzy Osbourne himself, and just so many legends from. Now, mind you, there was a good handful of Australian bands too, like AC/DC and um let me think here. Trying to think of the name of those bands. The ones that did Beds Are Burning. That was an Australian band, but I'm having a brain fart on their name. And then the one that did I'm From a Land Down Under, they were Australian as well. You know what I mean? But yeah, I thought it'd be awesome if, it'd be nice to get some Canadian and American music going out again, because a lot of the songs that have been coming out these days, if any, have been rap and not against rap. It'd be cool to get some rock music going again, or a bit of cool metal, or something that actually means something to the world rather than just clout and rap and dissing and all that stuff, right? And you know, part of the reason I started the channel, um, between that and the gardening and a few other things, you know what I mean? guys don't mind, I'm going to take a quick washroom break. I'll be back in like 30 seconds. I'll do that in a while. Apparently the bathroom's already in use, so I'll do that in a little while. And that's pretty wicked, though. Like, I mean, there is some amazing American music. I do love Canadian, European music, and I've listened to a bit of Mexican music too. If you've ever heard of Semicon, there's a band called Semicon. They're pretty cool. You should check them out on YouTube. I thought they were pretty decent for like. I mean, I'm not fluent in Spanish, but I did love the music they made though. Inside that girl, or should I say, she touched me. She showed me her world. Isn't it good? Norwegian wood. But I do get well known enough here on YouTube or other social medias. I was thinking maybe what I'll do is start like a platform of my own, not quite a Facebook, not quite an iTunes, but something that musicians can actually upload their music to, and then people can listen to it and stream and whatever, and have the option of buying albums if they so choose to, and whatever. To encourage more musicians to actually make real music rather than just some computerized, like, I'm not against rap, and don't get me wrong, I think AI and computers and technology can make things way easier and efficient. But at the same point in time, like, there's got to be creativity behind it too, right? In my opinion, like, it's the same with art, it's the same with music, it's the same with, like, for example, the Olympics going right now. You know, they didn't make it to Olympic level because they were playing, high school baseball or, backyard hockey and stuff. They put all their time and effort into it. And don't be wrong, we all have life and we all have work. And hey, welcome back, Zach. But I still think if musicians had a little more encouragement to wanna make music, there'd be a little more creative songs coming out these days, like there used to be in the 70s and 80s and 60s, even. figures they're not in the mood for the fast stuff like that right now. I'm still drinking a beer, bro. Got a few on the go. Oh my. Oh yeah. Still kind of stretching the back out from my recent falls. Trying to kind of keep. Let me think here. I got my pen over here. I just haven't really been smoking it too much lately. You come up with some amazing flavors with yours, I've noticed. Definitely, man. I just get whatever the hell's under the counter. I'm like, I'll take that one. That sounds like it could be decent. You know what I mean? But you seem to always find the interesting flavors that are actually like, wow, that's actually pretty fucking cool. And, bubblegum cotton candy. Oh, wow, that sounds excellent. And just I seem to come up with like, grape avocado. Oh, gross. And I always seem to find the crap ones. You know what I mean? Definitely, no, I definitely agree. I mean, I don't think that's the thing. Like, I mean, it's kind of weird in the sense of like, I mean, if you were talking food or something, you would definitely not see this together when it comes to like vapes and stuff. Like, I mean, when you put it together in the sense of like, ooh, a juice, you'd be like, well, that's actually pretty good, you know? You always seem to find those flavors, you know what I mean? If you all don't mind, I'm going to take a quick washroom break. I'll be back in like I'm sure 30 seconds or so, but if you give me a quick moment. Sorry about that, folks. When nature calls, uh, I guess you wouldn't have noticed if I wet myself, but hey, it's better I just go do that, right? Yeah, I'm bad for that too. I'll get onto certain websites like YouTube or Facebook or something, start scrolling different channels and videos and researching things, go down like 30 different rabbit holes in an hour. Either researching for my groups or sometimes even just for my channel, or my jobs, or my side jobs and all that fun stuff, because I'm always up to something, that's for sure. But that's quite the thing about life, is that you learn to keep busy and learn, right? New experiences will always come your way, and the more you learn, the better you'll do. Ah, my fingers are getting sore doing all that fun stuff. Right, let's see here. Right. It's been over 2 hours since I've started. Oi. It's been a good night though. It's been a good day. Glad I got the day off, gave me some time to sleep and then rest and get things scheduled for my other groups before doing this 12-hour attempt here. Although I might make it an 8-hour or a 6-hour, depending on what happens throughout the night too, right? But figured worst case scenario, I could always do a 6-hour now, 6-hour later sort of thing, and maybe go till 3 in the morning and then start again at like maybe 6 in the morning until like 12 or something, see what goes on. extend it a bit, but kind of split it up so I could take a nap halfway through or something. Thanks for following along so far, guys. It's been nice chatting and catching up on work stuff and whatever, you know. Just making this up, by the way. This isn't an actual song. I'm literally just making this part up. I do this all the time. I'm jamming and practicing. Well, I'll make up all these riffs and songs and whatever. And that's why when I actually started making full songs to actually make something that might inspire younger generations and future generations to actually continue a legacy that's been going for thousands of years. Music is not a new concept. Music has been around since the caveman days when we were beating on, high drums and rocks and whatever the heck. It's not a new thing, It's progressed a lot in the last several thousand years, but it's not a new idea. Like my perception of it, very few things have ever stood up to the test of time when it comes to humanity, but kind of showing what has helped humankind make it this far, in my opinion. Obviously, things like agriculture. Where would we be if we weren't growing food or foraging or hunting or trapping or any of that, right? Or music, where would we be without music to encourage us to keep going or to communicate our thoughts and to really get people grooving? It's not a new concept. Music's been around for decades, right? I mean, thousands of years, I mean. I'm saying with art, like, I mean, we even look down to things like the Native Americans, how they often made things like the totem poles and a lot of different other art type things. Like, I mean, art, music, not a new thing. Same with agriculture, Things that have stood up to thousands of years of yeah. Had a few new viewers and because I got bored of my rambling. I do ramble sometimes. Hope you're all doing well tonight, though. It's been awesome chatting with you all and jamming with you all and the good old scales we learned back in school or piano class or guitar class or whatever you might have been into. Oh, Zachariah. Oh, Zachariah. If you're still watching, Sarah, I hope you're having a good night, and I hope, in case I forget, I hope the best for all you're going through. You're an amazing friend, my friend. To my favorite work friends, Zach and Sarah. I kind of feel like creating music. I just don't know where I want to start. Thanks. Yeah, I think you're the best, Sarah. In case I forget, I hope you have a good night. In case I don't say good night by the end of the night. I know I'm bad for that. Take me down to the paradise city where the grass is green and the birds are blue. Won't you please take me home? I suck at singing and playing at the same time with certain songs. I can do certain songs, other songs I struggle with. I think it's a little too late to be throwing amps on. It's past 11, probably coming on to 12 soon. 11:30, getting there. Almost 3 hours in. Should be like a quarter of this so far, but hey, it's been fun so far. Silly woman walking down the street, silly woman. I don't know, I'm just making stuff up at this point. Gonna stretch my back for a quick minute and keep number. I'll do that first, of course. So I sit here for another couple of hours. I may as well try to kind of keep my back sturdy, you know what I mean? I fell down the stairs, nobody. I fell down the stairs, nobody cares, no one. It sounded a lot better. Maybe at like 1, 2, 3 o'clock when everybody goes to bed, I'll just play San Andreas for the next couple of hours until people start showing up again. San Andreas was an epic game. Yeah. Yeah, I've played a few of the others. Like I played Vice City and I played San Andreas. One of the other ones I was like, around that era, and then I played 5 once too, a few times, which I think. Well, the one that's like the same map as San Andreas, but totally different game. Where there's like 3 or 4 different characters, but like I mean, I've never had the game because it was like a PS3 or a PS4 version or something. I've only had the PS2, but I've always loved San Andreas. I thought it was a pretty cool game, and I kind of loved the open play idea to it. Like, yes, there were the missions, which some of them were all right, but I didn't necessarily like San Andreas for the missions. I like San Andreas for all the other fun stuff you can do, whether it was driving a whole array of vehicles, whether it was a car, a van, a tractor trailer, a bus, a limo, a plane, a boat, or whatever, or the ability to gamble a bit if you wanted to, or the ability to play video games, the ability to play, a few other things, and go swimming and go exploring and driving around, and quite a few good radio stations too on the Grand Theft Autos. That's what I liked about them. Well, with Vice City and San Andreas especially, I played those the most. But I mean, it's been a long time since I got into Vice City though. And that was my favorite until I got into San Andreas, and then I got into San Andreas, and then played that for several years and forgot about Vice City. And Vice City had quite a bit of good music on it, but I don't remember it all now. San Andreas has a lot of good music on it though. Between Radio X and K Dust and K Rose and like I mean I thought for a video game it was pretty cool radio stations. But maybe I'm weird. Well, I'm weird. I know I'm weird, but Definitely. Weird definitely makes the world a lot better. So I've noticed, look back on history, a lot of the people who stood out the most in history are the ones who didn't fit in the most and didn't think the way everybody else did, right? They're the ones who really changed the world. Quarter to 12. Getting there. Getting there. Almost the first 3 hours of the way. But maybe I'll split this into, instead of a full 12 hours, I'll do 4 and 4 and make it 8 hours. And then I'll do like till 1 and then maybe take a quick break and then start again at like, I don't know, like 4 to 9 or something. See how the night goes. Yeah. And shout out to Sarah for being such an awesome co-worker and my favorite person to talk to from work for sure. Thinking about you, my friend. Not much new there. Son of a gun. Oi, hoi, hoi. Hoi, hoi. Maybe I'll call her a night soon. I don't know. What do you know? Hi. It's been a fun little trip so far, though. Been going for about, well, according to my actual live stream, 2 hours 33 minutes, about 34. But according to when I actually started this, it's been about 2 hours and 54 minutes, roughly. It's been a pretty good 3 hours so far. Got to thinking maybe it'd be cool if I started, instead of trying to do 12-hour live streams, maybe I could do 8-hour live streams on a weekend and go from like 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. or something like that. Or 6 p.m. to 2 p.m. or something, where like people from around the world could zoom if they wanted to, you know? And maybe do the odd late night one too. Wait, fingers are getting a little sore from all this playing. Why? Actually, to make that cold. It's 11:59, almost midnight, so it's been about 3 hours since I started, and it's been a fun night, but maybe I'll call it a night soon. Or at least for the music aspects, anyways. Maybe I'll just, fuck, I could just, screw around in San Andreas for a while and listen to the radio for entertainment. San Andreas does have some pretty rockin' tunes I'm sure everyone would love to listen to as well. Uh, 12 o'clock. It's 3 hours since I've started. But past midnight, it's been a good 12 hours. Well, I might call her on night in a while. Maybe not a night, but maybe I'll pick this up again in like 3 or 4 hours while it's calming down and pick it up again at 2 or 3 a.m. or 4 a.m. when there's more of a European crew up and about. Because I figured a lot of places right now are probably hovering around midnight or they're hovering around 4 to 6 in the morning. And not too many people are going to be up right now anyway. So I'm really debating maybe taking a break from this 12-hour live stream. I said I'd maybe making it into a split live stream, you know. Thanks for agreeing, Sarah. Well, thanks for being here, Sarah, I should say. You're definitely a large inspiration in my life, and I'm glad you're here. Once loved a girl. once had me. She showed me how wrong isn't it good? You mean a lot to me, and I'm glad you're here. Even though I'm saying this live on YouTube, I don't really care. You're an amazing person. I'm glad you're here with me. You are awesome. But it's been a good 3 hours, and I've gone up a subscriber, which is kind of nice. So thanks for whoever is joining the crew. And I mean, it's still pretty early in my YouTube journey to think I'd be breaking records for the most likes in a 12-hour podcast. But I keep wanting to say podcast is a live stream. I don't do podcasts at this point, maybe at some point, but it's been a good 3 hours, so maybe I'll call her a night soon, get into a bit of San Andreas for a bit before bed, and then maybe start up again at like 3 or 4 for the European crew or something. Or maybe 2 a.m. for the European crew, because if I start at 2 a.m., it'd be 6 a.m. If I started at 2 a.m., it would be 8 a.m. in Norway. And then a little later in Western Ukraine, Eastern Ukraine, Europe. I am getting tired. You know what I'm saying? It'll be later on in Western Europe by then. So maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll start again at 2 or 3 a.m. and then go until 9 a.m. like I was intending to, and take a quick break and just maybe regather myself. That's what I was thinking. Exactly. Thanks, Sarah. Maybe take a quick 2 or 3 hour break since not too many people are on right now anyways, because as I mentioned, it's past midnight now in North America, or at least in my section of North America. It's still 10 or 11 on the West Coast, I guess, but I don't know, maybe I'll just call it right now and then start again at 3 or 4 or something, and then maybe do the European live stream then and just split it up to make it easier. But thanks for sticking around, Sarah, and maybe we'll chat with you online until I start up again while I'm playing San Andreas for a bit or whatever. But thanks for sticking around this long. And my heart goes out to you. You're really an amazing person. I'm glad you've been here this whole time for the most part. But I'll chat to you soon. I'm thinking maybe I'll call her a night for this live cast and start her up in a couple of hours, just because it is starting to die down, and being midnight, I don't think it's going to pick up too much from this point. So maybe I'll pick this up in a couple of hours in the morning for the European and Asian and Australian crew, and see how it goes from there. But I'll chat with you shortly, I'm sure, because as I said, it's 12:08 now, and yeah, it's been pretty calm the last hour, I'd say. So maybe I'll call her a night on this live stream. We're gonna continue on. I'm thinking just maybe take a quick couple of hours break and a bit of games and relax for a bit. Let my fingers relax. So when I start my next live stream, they're not quite as sore and tender when I'm playing. But thanks for sticking around, y'all, and to anybody who watches this later, and if you made it this far in the video, thanks for watching, thanks for liking, thanks for subscribing, and thanks for sticking around, because it's been a fun night so far, and I plan on seeing y'all in a couple of hours, but I'll talk to you shortly. Take care, y'all. Have a good night.